Hey everyone, Melissa here. Welcome to my channel if it's your first time here, or welcome back if you're not new here and you've been with me before. So great to be here with you either way, welcome. I'm coming to you from the beautiful lands of Nosara, Costa Rica, and this is a full and complete practice, meaning that there is asana, like movements and postures, there's pranayama, like breath work, and there's meditation, there's savasana. So we're going to start with a heart opening posture, so you will need some sort of props. So either I have a towel here that's folded up, but you can have a towel or a blanket, or instead you can use 2 blocks, or you can use a bolster. So it's going to be a supported heart opening shape to begin with, which is really nice. It's going to be a strengthening practice as well as a nice vinyasa flow. We'll open up the chest and the heart and the hips as well. It'll be a total body flow, so you'll leave this practice feeling nice and grounded and well-rounded and open. And the meditation and pranayama today is centered in the heart. And so if you like the practice, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I super appreciate that. If you want to stay connected, I have love letters. I call them love letters. It's just me writing to you. It's my email list. You can sign up for that below in the description. And I'm also leading a yoga retreat here in Nosara, Costa Rica in February of 2026 for the women. And if this calls to you, if it stirs something within you, there's more information down below. Check it out. Don't hesitate to reach out. So let's get into something comfortable and get this practice started. We're going to begin today's practice in a supported heart opening shape. So some props will be very helpful and useful. You can use a towel or a blanket. I have a towel here that I've folded a few times, and then you can just roll it up. And just know that the thicker, the bigger the roll, the more intense the heart opening is going to be. The thinner it is, the less intense. So you can play around with that. The other option is to use blocks or a bolster to lay yourself over. So if you have blocks, you can bring one block at the top, the other one just in front, and your bum is on the floor and you lay over. Same thing with a bolster behind you. You can just lay over it, making sure the sit bones are on the ground for whatever props or variation you're doing. So I'm going to use a towel today, and I'm going to leave enough space here for my shoulder blades and head to be on the other side. If you know that your neck's going to need a little bit more support, you can find a thin pillow or another little blanket that you can fold up for your head. Maybe you have extra blocks if you want them, if you want to have your feet in butterfly when you lay down. So your sit bones are down wherever you are. You're just going to lay your back over your prop, your towel, your blanket, and you just want it behind the shoulder, like just below the shoulder blades. So where your bra line would be, or you imagine if you had a bra line, it would be there, so that your shoulders and your arms are on the other side of the towel. And you can stretch your arms out. You can have them shaped like a cactus or out to a T. And then options for your legs could be either straight out long, or if you're feeling any pain in your lower back, you can have your knees bent, feet out wide, knees fall in to touch for constructive rest. Or you can have the soles of the feet touching and knees open for butterfly. And that's where you can use your extra blocks or pillows, whatever you have around the house, to support that, so that you can feel totally relaxed and supported. If you're in butterfly and you feel like you're kind of holding and gripping, it's not going to be an environment for you to fully relax and let go and receive. So that's why it's nice to have the props. Bring the floor up to us as the body starts to unfurl as it's ready. So once you find your position, your intentional beginning shape, you can close down your eyes or just soften your gaze, and that's going to help signal to the body that it's time to go in, moving away from the external stimulation. And then we'll invite in 2 deep clearing and cleansing breaths together to fully land on our mats and in our practice. So you can exhale your breath through your nose and fully inhale through your nose. Your belly, ribs, chest expand. And an exhale out through the mouth, let it go. Let all the air go out. And then we'll do that one more time. Big breath in through your nose, your belly inflates, ribs, chest, all the way up into the collarbones. And exhale out through the mouth, release, let it go, let it all go. All that stale air out. And close your mouth. And start to shift your breath to be received in and out through the nose, through both nostrils. Let your belly be soft. And notice the parts of your physical body that are touching the ground, touching your mat. And notice the parts of your body that are being held and supported by props. Inviting in deep, nourishing breaths, making the breath as smooth and as even as possible. Allowing everything to soften. Receiving that opening across the chest and the arms, the heart space. Just feeling your belly rise and fall as you inhale and as you exhale. And see if you can match the length of your inhalations to the length of your exhalations so that they're even. Maybe you like to set an intention for your practice today. It doesn't have to be grand. Just allow it to be authentic and sincere to you. Maybe it is to stay present with your breath throughout the practice. Maybe you want to dedicate the practice to somebody you love or someone who you feel may need some support, some love. And as you anchor more deeply into your breath, let the breath be the reminder for you to stay present moment by moment as we move through the practice together. Invite in a few more cycles of breath here. If your eyes are closed, you can gently blink open the eyes and just let the light come back in. As you deepen your breath, preparing to come out of this shape. So if your knees are open, you can gently start to close the legs. And whatever position you're in, we might be in a different shape. Whatever feels like the most intuitive way to come out of the shape you can start to come out. So maybe that's just rolling over to one side with so much care, or with care just sitting up. Take your time. And then you're going to remove your props to the side. If you have the blocks, just take your blocks to the top of the mat. And we're going to lay back down with nothing behind us. Flat surface. We're going to bring the knees in towards the chest. Just give yourself a hug here. Relax the belly. And we'll invite in some dynamic twists to warm up the spine and also to start to awaken the core. So you can take your arms out to the sides, either palms up or palms down. Palms down will be more supportive. Palms up will be a little more challenging. Take your legs into tabletop position so your knees are stacked over your hips. And imagine there's a buckle, like a seat belt, containing the core so that your lower back is imprinting towards the mat and it stays there. So try not to lift the lower back off the mat. We're going to inhale here to prepare. As you exhale, take your legs over to the left, legs stay together, and keep your right shoulder down on the mat. Don't let it lift up. Legs together, you're going to inhale, come back to center. Exhale, legs go over to the right, legs together, left shoulder stays down, keep it on the ground. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, legs over to the left, right shoulder stays down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, over to the right, left shoulder stays down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, over to the left, and this time we'll take the legs all the way down. Left hand hold on to the right thigh, and we'll just be here for a few breaths. Breathe into the belly. Release your left hand back to the ground. Inhale, legs together, use the core, come back to center. Exhale, legs over all the way to the right to the ground. Right hand holds on to the left thigh. Relax the left shoulder, a few breaths here. Release your right hand back to the ground, legs together. Inhale, use your core, come back to center. And exhale here, stay in the center. Take your arms down by your sides. We're going to invite in some deeper core strengthening and awakening, especially the lower abdomen. So when you're doing this, we're going to extend the legs up towards the sky. You want to, so important to keep that imprint of the lower back to the mat. If your lower back starts to lift, you've gone too far. Just don't take your legs so far down. If it starts to lift, then don't go as far. Okay, remember that seat belt. You can have your arms just underneath the lower back for more support. You're going to point your toes here, and we're going to move the legs down in increments with the breath. Seat belt is on. You're going to inhale here to prepare. Lengthen the legs. As you exhale, lower the legs together just a few inches. Pause. Inhale here to prepare. Exhale the legs about halfway. Keep pulling the belly in. Pause. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lower the legs down, hover. Pause. Inhale, flex the feet, lift the legs back up to where we started. Point your toes. Here we go again. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lower down just about a quarter of the way. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, come down about halfway. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, hover. Flex the feet. Inhale, lift back up. Point your toes. Exhale, lower just about a quarter or a third. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, about halfway. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, hover. Flex the feet. Inhale, come all the way back up. Point your toes. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, come down about a third. Inhale, prepare. Keep pointing the toes. Exhale, about halfway. Nice and calm. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, hover. flex the feet. Inhale, rise all the way back up. We're going to do it again, last time. Inhale to prepare, point your toes. Exhale, come down about a third. Inhale, prepare. Come down about halfway. Point, point, point. Nice and calm. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, hover. Flex the feet, use control. Inhale, rise back up. Release, bend the knees, wrap your arms around your shins. Give yourself a hug. Let's stretch our legs out long. Reach your arms up overhead for a nice big stretch. And just give the whole spine a nice stretch. You can gently tug and pull from side to side. All right, and then pull the knees back in toward you. You can give yourself a rock and roll up or just roll over to one side and meet me on all fours in tabletop. If you want to rock and roll, you can just take your hands behind the knees, cross your legs, take your hands out in front of you, and shimmy back. We'll meet in tabletop. So you can spread your fingers wide, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees hip width distance, and knees underneath the hips. All right. So we're going to move through a few cat-cows to continue the opening of the spine. So on the inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the gaze, shoulders out of the ears. As we exhale, we pull the belly in, nose towards the belly, push the floor away. Nice and smooth. Inhale, open up to your cow. Exhale to your cat. And again, inhale, open up. Exhale to your cat. We'll come into puppy stretch. Your hips stay stacked over the knees. They don't move. Just going to walk or slide the hands forward. Bring the forehead down towards the mat, or you can bring the forehead onto a block. Push down through the palms. Keep the arms active. Glide the shoulders down and away from your ears towards your sit bones. Slight pull in of the belly. And breathe deeply into your spine, your chest, your heart, under the arms. And try to keep the tops of the feet flat on the mat as best as you can. All right, with so much care, you're going to walk your hands back underneath the shoulders. We'll tuck the toes underneath and come into the first down dog of the practice. Sit bones reach up and back, push down through the palms, especially thumb and pointer finger. And you can start to walk out your dog, pedal it out, stretch out the backs of your legs. Feel like you can bend your knees a lot and dip your hips from side to side, whatever you like to do to continue with the warming up and the opening. And this is more about the elongation of the spine rather than if the heels touch the floor or not. So your chest is reaching towards the tops of the thighs. Find some stillness here, steady your breath. On your next inhale, you're going to shift forward into high plank, heels, hips, shoulders, head in one line, pubic bone curls in. You can always bring your knees down. As you exhale, you're going to bend the elbows towards the back of the mat, push down through the hands. As you lower, everything touches the floor at one time, one point. Point your toes, shoulders loop onto the back, elbows in. Inhale to your cobra, nice and smooth. Exhale, lower down. We'll do that twice more. Sinking breath with movement. Inhale, lift. Baby cobra or cobra, elbows in. Exhale, lower down. And one more time. Inhale, cobra or baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes underneath. Elbows are in. Inhale, push up. Belly pulls in towards the back of the spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. You're going to bend your knees a lot, look between your hands, and then take as many steps as you need to get to the top of your mat. Feet hip width distance apart, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, fingertips to shins or quad, shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Root down with your feet. We're going to rise, reach the arms up. Inhale, palms touch up ahead, look up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a cycle of breath here. Tadasana, mountain pose. Palms face forward, energy through the fingers, shoulders onto the back. Tailbone lengthens down. You're going to inhale, reach the arms up overhead. As you exhale, cactus the arms. So again, tailbone lengthens down as you lift up and out rather than crunching back. Show your heart. Inhale, extend the arms up. As you exhale, take the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Shoulders onto the back, extend the knuckles down and away. We're going to bend the knees. Inhale, nice breath into the chest, right into the collarbones, chest expansion. As you exhale, hinge, fold over the hips. Chin is in, let your arms come overhead. So you relax the head, maybe nod yes a couple times. Breathe into the belly. You can bend the knees as much as you need to here. And then with care, release your arms to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, nice and smooth, flat back, long spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to high plank. Continue the exhalation, chaturanga. So come down about halfway or come to your belly. If you're coming with me, inhale, extend the elbows, point your toes, tops of the feet press down, upward facing. So shoulders are back, chest is open, and the legs are engaged. Your knees are lifted off the mat. Think forward and up. As you exhale, pull the belly in, push up and back, downward facing dog. You can always exhale the breath out of the mouth if you feel like you ever need a cleanse or a clearing or just to recenter. Inhale, you're going to sweep your right leg up, three-legged dog, and then bend your right knee, open up your hip. Knee becomes the highest point. Keep pushing down through the hands. Shoulders stay square as best as you can. And then re-extend the right leg, close the hips. Keep pushing down through the hands, long spine, inhale. As you exhale, step your right foot through between the hands and gently place the left knee down. And take your hands on your right thigh. So you're going to drop the right hip down. Right hip pulls back as the left knee comes forward. Inner thighs magnetize to create that strong foundation and stability. We're going to take our arms into eagle arms. Take them out to the side. And you're going to cross your left arm on top of the right. You can either have hands on the shoulders or backs of the hands touch or a full bind palm to palm. You're going to take your hands away from your face and gently lift your elbows. You can stay right here, focus on the breath, breathing into the upper body and the back of the heart. You can start to lift the elbows, keeping the head in line with the spine. It's like this light lift in the upper part of the body and the sides of the body, lifting you up. Lifting up and out of the waist rather than dumping back. Breathe. Okay, with care, come back to center, unravel the arms, take the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Shoulders onto the back, extend the elbows, knuckles down and away. And then you're breathing into the chest nice and calm. You can stay right here, or you can start to lift up and out rather than dumping back. Think up and out, and then maybe you start to shimmy the hands down the back of the left thigh. Okay, with lots of care, you're going to come back to center, release your hands. You're going to take your hands down, frame your right foot, tuck your left toes underneath, and power up your back leg, preparing for high lunge. So really root down through your right heel, reach your arms up. Thumbs back in space, shoulders soft. We're going to strengthen a little bit here with a strengthening flow. What we're going to do is we'll come with our torso forward, we'll bring the arms into airplane mode, and we'll dip the left knee down a few times. So we'll do it together. So you're going to inhale here to prepare. As you exhale, you're going to bring your arms through, airplane arms, chest comes forward. You're going to dip the left knee down. Let it kiss, and then re-extend the back leg, and inhale, reach the arms up. That's our flow. So steady and stable. Exhale, hands come through, shoulders onto the back, engage your triceps, kiss the left knee down so gently. Re-extend, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands come through, chest through, kiss left knee down. Inhale, re-extend, reach the arms up. We're going to do that one more time. Exhale, hands come through, energy through the fingers. Kiss the left knee down. Re-extend, inhale, reach the arms up. And this time we'll take the hands down. Left hand down, right arm opens up, twist. Keep that right hip down and shoulders out of the ears. Look out or up. And then gaze down, right hand comes down, step back and flow it out. One breath per movement. Chaturanga to upward facing, or belly to cobra. And exhale back, downward facing. You're going to take about 5 breaths here. Down dog could be your rest, or child's pose. If you're in child's pose, make your way back to downward facing. Reconnect and re-anchor to your breath. So we're going to sweep the left leg up, 3-legged dog. Inhale. Bend the knee, exhale. Stay here as you open up the hip. Shoulders level towards the top of the mat. Knee is the highest point. And then re-extend the left leg, 3-legged dog. Close the hips, keep pushing down through the hands, long spine. Look between your hands, exhale, step your left foot through between the hands, place your right knee down. Take your hands on your left thigh and then just set up your foundation. Left hip draws down, left hip back, right knee forward. Inner thighs are magnetizing to create that stability, solid foundation working from the ground up. We're going to come into eagle arms. So take your arms out to the side. And this time our right arm will come on top of the left. So either hands on shoulders, back to the hands, or full bind palm to palm. Once you have it, hands away from the face, lift the elbows slightly here. And remember your foundation of your legs. They're still there supporting you. Either stay right here, or you can start to find this effortless lift from the sides of your waist, from the upper body. And the head stays in line with the spine, so don't let it just hang back. Breathe into the upper body, nice and calm. Okay, and then we're going to come back to center and with care unravel the arms. Take the hands behind you, and this time we'll interlace them in the awkward way, in the way that you normally don't interlace them, just to change it up. Shoulders loop onto the back. Extend the elbows. Take your arms off the back if you can. Your chest is open. That left hip's pulling back, right knee forward. Lift up and out. This might be where you are, or maybe you start to explore as you lift up and out, sliding the hands, inching the hands down the back of the right thigh, any amount. Again, head is in line with the spine. Either chin is tucked or keep it in line with the spine. Just don't let it hang back. If you find that if you lift your chin up and it's too stimulating, just drop your chin in. You want to maintain this sense of calm and ease. Effortless flow of breath. Okay, make your way back to center. Unravel the hands, frame your left foot, tuck your right toes underneath, power up the back leg. We're going to prepare for high lunge. So whenever you feel steady and stable, you're going to reach the arms up. Again, left hip is drawing down and away. And we're going to flow with the airplane arms, dipping the right knee down. So nice and controlled. You're going to inhale here to prepare. As you exhale, chest comes through, airplane arms, shoulders onto the back, engage the triceps, right knee kisses the ground. Inhale, re-extend, reach the arms up, rooting down through your left heel. Exhale, torso comes through, hands come through, dip the right knee down. Energy shooting from the fingertips. Re-extend, inhale, reach up. So you're moving with intention rather than from momentum. Harder this way, exhale, come through. But this is how we start to gain that strength and stability. Dip the right knee down, re-extend. Extend, reach the arms up. Last one, exhale, come through, right knee kisses the ground. Re-extend, inhale, reach up. And then as you exhale, come down, right hand to the floor, left arm opens up, twist. Either look out or look up. Breathe to the belly. You're gonna look down, frame your left foot, and then step back and flow it out. You can always just step back to downward facing if you feel like a flow would be too stimulating. Exhale is your downward facing dog. And take about 5 breaths here, either in child's pose or in downward facing. Okay. If you're in child's pose, just come back into downward dog so that we're on the same page. From here, you're going to lift your heels up nice and high and place your knees down. You're going to extend your right leg out to the side with your foot flat on the mat and your heel behind your toes. You're going to tuck your left toes under and sit back in this variation of child's pose with a toe stretch. You can walk your hands forward. Your right leg is extended. If it's too much on your toes, you can always point your left toes. All right, you're going to walk your hands in and stand on your knee. Now you can point your left toes. All right, we're going to take the left hand to the ground here and reach your right arm up and over, arch it all the way up and over. Palm is facing down. So you have this long line from the outer edge of your right foot all the way through to your fingertips. And try not to collapse in your left shoulder. You want to push the floor away from you to find that lift. Shoulders out of the ears. So you can either look down, out, or up. Always have that option, whatever's more comfortable for your neck. Bring your right hand back to the sky. It's as if someone's gonna be pulling your right hand and just lifting you up. And then take your right hand to your right thigh and reach your left arm up and over, side stretch other way. So try not to place your right hand right on your knee, just outside it, above it or below it. And again, either look down, out or up, shoulders out of the ear, breathe into the left side body. Then use the power of your legs and your core to rise back up. You're going to take your hands down. You're going to tuck your left toes underneath and extend the left leg. So you're in this interesting shape here. You're going to keep pushing the hands into the floor as if you're in down dog. Sit bones reach back. And you're just going to pull the belly in and let your right leg just sweep through into three-legged dog. Inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to step your right foot to the outside of the right hand and place your left knee down. We're going to prepare for lizard. So you want to have either your left toes tucked or pointed, depends what feels better for your knee. And keep hugging the right knee into that right shoulder. You can stay here with your hands, or if you have the space and capacity, you can come onto your elbows, or you can use your blocks to bring the floor up to you. So as we're here, we're again not just dumping and hanging out, there's still some activity here. So it's static, yes, but it's also dynamic. And so what that means is you have that right leg hugging into your right shoulder, the right hips pulling back as the left knee is coming forward, and you feel this subtle scissoring action of the hips. You're not completely collapsing in the shoulders, you're still a lift, and there's a lengthening in the spine. Relax your fingers and just drop into your breath, relax your jaw. if you're on your elbows, your forearms come onto your hands and move your blocks aside. Left hand's going to stay down. You're going to take your right hand and gently push your right thigh away from you, coming onto the outer edge of your right foot. And your hand is closer to your thigh bone rather than pushing on your knee. You can start to drop that right shoulder down and twist your chest open towards the right, towards the sky. You can stay right here, or if you have the space, you can take your right arm behind you, start to bend the left knee, and grab a hold of the outside of the left foot. Sinking your hips forward, getting into the quad, breathe into the belly. If you have your foot, just release it with care. And then bring your right foot back into the middle, so you're framing your right foot with your hands. Tuck your left toes underneath and power up the back leg. We're going to prepare to cartwheel into Warrior Two. So you're going to drop your left heel down, turn your left toes out, you're going to open up your arms, cartwheel the arms, Warrior Two, nice wide stance. You're going to tuck your right glute into the midline, bend in the right knee, look beyond your right middle finger, soft gaze. Firm the outer edge of your left foot and the back leg is strong, so you have a nice supportive foundation. Keep the bend in your right knee, flip your right palm, reverse your warrior. Up and out as the right knee stays bent. Come back to Warrior Two, extended side angle. Right forearm to right thigh, right palm is up. Try not to collapse. Remember that frame. Left arm can stay up to the sky, or if you want that lateral, the side stretch, arch the left arm up and over. Bicep by the ear, palm is down. Keep hugging the hips into the midline as you trust to open up the chest. Reaching through the left fingers. Comfortable gaze for your neck. Focus your eyes on one point. That'll steady the mind and steady the breath. If you're looking up, you just want to look down, and we're going to prepare for half moon. So you can take your left hand to your waist, look in front of you of where you're going to go. You can heel toe your back foot in for more stability. Hand can come on a block or on the ground, and step into your right foot and lift your left leg. Your left foot is flexed. The inside arch of your left foot is parallel to the ground. You want to tuck your right glute into the midline and engage your quad so your leg is working. Chest is open, and maybe your left arm lifts. Take your expression. If you want to bend the left knee, and take your left hand, hold on to the inside of the left foot, and kick your foot into the hand, creating a nice heart opener, quad opener. And if you fall, you just come right back in. Steady your gaze. If you have your foot come back to half moon, we're all going to silently step back into Warrior Two. So just bend your right knee, nice silent controlled step back, Warrior Two. We're going to dip the left arm down and pivot onto the ball of the left foot, high lunge. 10 toes facing forward, arms reach up, high lunge. We're going to transition into full eagle. So we're going to step into the right foot. You can lower your arms down and cross your left leg completely over the right leg. Your left toes can be on a kickstand on the ground, or you can do the full wrap. And then we'll take the arms out to the side and then cross your right arm over the left, either hands on shoulders, backs of the hands touch, or full bind. Hug everything into the midline. Drop into your breath. You can stay upright. Or if you'd like, you can start to take your eagle to sleep, bringing your elbows towards your knee. With so much care and control, if you're taking your eagle to sleep, you're going to bring it back upright, reawaken, unravel the arms, unravel the legs, Tadasana, mountain pose. Shoulders onto the back, energy through the fingers, tall through the crown of the head, root down through the feet. Fully embodied, eyes along the horizon. Drop deeply into your breath. And just notice what you're experiencing without any story or attachment. Just be the witness. Now we'll flow and we'll move with intention rather than through habitual movement. One breath per movement. Inhale, reach the arms up. You can keep the biceps by the ears as you forward fold to strengthen the back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, halfway lift, nice and smooth. Exhale, plant your palms. Can step back, continue the exhale, lower, chaturanga to upward facing. That's your inhale. The back bend is your inhale. Exhale, shift up and back, downward facing. You can take a breath in through your nose. And a nice exhale out through the mouth. You're going to lift your heels up, gently place your knees down. And we'll extend the left leg out this time, out to the left. Left heel just tucked behind the toes. Right toes tucked under. And then send your hips back. Extend your arms out in front of you. So your left leg is lengthened. Just breathe into your belly. Walk your hands in toward you. Come to stand on your right knee. Point your right toes if they're not already. And then we'll take the right hand down to the ground. And the left arm's going to reach up and over. Bicep by the ear, palm is down. So there's this long line from the outer edge of your left foot through to your left fingers. Chest is open. All right, and as if someone is reaching your left hand and helping to lift you up, feel the power of your legs and the strength of your core lift you up. And we'll take it to the other side. Left hand to the left leg. Right arm reaches up and over, bicep by the ear, chest open. Long line from that right knee that's rooted on the ground all the way along the side body through your fingertips. Breathe into the right side. And then come to stand. Take your hands back down onto the mat. You're going to tuck your right toes under and then push up and back in this interesting downward dog. Keep bringing your sit bones up and back. Pull the belly in. You're going to come onto the ball of the left foot and then just gently sweep it up through three-legged dog. Keep pushing through the hands. Inhale. As you exhale, step your left foot through to the outside of the left hand. Place your right knee down, preparing for lizard. Hands are down, left knee is hugging into the left shoulder. Remember that dynamic force with the left hip pulling back, right knee forward. And you'll just feel the inner thighs turn on. And there's this like steadiness, but there's also this ease. Maybe you come onto your elbows or your forearms. Take your expression of lizard. Shoulders are soft out of the ears as you lengthen the spine. Relax your fingers, release any gripping in the toes, relax your jaw. Just focus one breath at a time. If you're on your forearms, just start to come up back to your hands, remove your props. And you're going to take your left hand to your left thigh, closer to your hip bone, and come onto the outer edge of your left foot as you gently push the left thigh away. As you do that, you'll start to open up your chest and spiral to the left or towards the sky. You can stay right here, or you can take your left hand behind you, start to bend your right knee, and maybe you grab a hold of your right foot. As you hinge the hips forward, shoulders out of the ears. Just breathe into your belly. If you have a hold of your right foot, gently release it down. And then heel toe your left foot back into center, framing your left foot. Tuck your right toes underneath, power up your back leg. We're gonna cartwheel open into warrior two. So drop your right heel down, right toes fan out, open up the arms, warrior two. So tuck your left glute into the midline, knee is in line with second and third toe, gaze beyond the left middle finger. Softness in knees. You're gonna flip your left palm, reverse your warrior, your left knee stays bent. And we'll come into extended side angle, left forearm to left thigh, left palm is up. Right arm reaches all the way up and over for that lateral. Tucking the hips into the middle as you trust to lean your chest back. You're going to look down, preparing for half moon. Take your right hand to your hip. Look where you want to go. You can heel toe your back foot in a little bit for stability. Left hand can come onto the block or into the ground. And extend both legs. Inner arch of the right foot parallel to the mat. Keep tucking the left glute under, turn on the left thigh. Take your expression, maybe right arm to the sky. Maybe you bend the right knee, grab a hold of the inside of the right foot as you kick your foot into your hand and find that bowing action, opening up the chest, the heart, and the quad. Nice easeful breath, flow of breath. If you have a hold of your foot, come back to half moon. Then we're going to take a nice silent big step back to warrior two. You're going to dip your right hand down and pivot onto the ball of the right foot, coming into high lunge. Preparing for full eagle. You can lower your hands down and just come forward and take your right leg, completely cross it over the left. Both knees are bent. Arms out to the side. And then we'll take the left arm, cross it over the right. Palms to the shoulders or backs of the hands touch, or full bind. Fingers away from the face, lift the elbows. You might stay right here or take your eagle to sleep. Breathe. If your eagle is sleeping, start to reawaken, lift, unravel the arms and the legs, Tadasana, mountain pose. Palms face forward, shoulders onto the back, proud open chest. Stand tall, eyes along the horizon. Connect deeply to your breath and to presence. All right, we're going to flow and take it down to our bellies. So inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bicep by the ears as you forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice and smooth. Exhale, plant your palms, step back. And we'll just lower all the way down to the belly. Point your toes. Take your arms down by your sides. We'll give the shoulders a loop onto the back. You're going to lift your head off the mat, your chest, your shoulders, your hands, energy reaching through your fingers. This could be enough, or maybe you point your toes so much that the tops of the feet lift, the knees, the quads. Head stays in line with the spine so you're not cranking up the neck. Just feeling the back body enliven here as you breathe, nice and calm. And then as you exhale, lower down. We'll come into a nice shoulder and chest opener. So scoot yourself a little over to the left to make some space. You're going to take your right arm out and make sure your fingers are in line with your shoulder and your right palm is down. Your left hand is on the ground, elbow bent. And then just take your right ear down, look to your left, the right ear down on the mat. You're going to roll onto your right side. And this might be enough. Your left hand is there to support you. How much weight is on that right shoulder? Either legs are stacked or staggered, or if you have the space, you can bend the left knee and place the left foot behind you. If you have the flexibility and the openness and this doesn't cause pain, maybe you take your left hand, grab a hold of your left big toes. You can extend your leg up towards the sky. Not mandatory, just an option. So find your sweet spot. Relax your head down. Use your exhales to release, to find softness and ease. All right, wherever you are, we're going to slowly, with care, come back onto our bellies. Bend your right elbow, shimmy yourself over to the right now, preparing for the other side. Take your left hand out, left palm is down, fingers in line with the shoulder. Take your left ear down, look to your right, and then roll over onto your left side. And either stack the legs, stagger, and this could be your space, or bend the right knee, place the right foot behind the left leg, or maybe right peace fingers and thumb, grab a hold of your right toes and extend the leg. So if you ever feel pain, you've gone too far. A little bit of discomfort you can breathe through, but just really pause, slow down, and truly listen to your body. And just know it's not a competition with yourself or anyone else. Just be with yourself moment by moment, drop into your breath. Okay, with so much care, we're going to come back onto our bellies and then recenter yourself on your mat. Take your arms down by your side, forehead down on the mat. Let's take a moment here. Legs are hip width distance apart. We're going to prepare for bow pose. So you're going to bend your knees, your legs stay hip width distance. They're going to want to fan out, but just keep them hip width distance. Bending the knees, grab your ankles with your hands. You can flex the feet here if you'd like, or if you prefer pointed toes, you can decide I like them flexed. You're going to lift your head off the mat, chest and shoulders off the mat, and then start to kick your legs into your hands. And again, keeping the legs hip width distance apart. Head is in line with the spine, so you're not totally cranking the neck. You want to keep the flow of energy in the spine. Nice and steady and stable. Smooth breaths. How calm can you be here? Okay, you're going to slowly release. Make pillows with your hands. So hands in front of you, stack one palm on top of the other, rest your forehead. Just relax everything, let everything go here. We'll take our hands by our upper chest. I'm just going to push up. Come into tabletop. We're going to get into a nice deep hip opener. Come into shoelace pose or Gomukhasana, cow facing pose. You're going to take your right leg, lift it up, and bring it completely in front of the left. And then walk your shins apart. You have a block if you have one. You can take it with you, and as you sit back, maybe you sit up on the block if the floor feels far away. And don't worry about if your legs separate. It's okay if they're apart. For a little deeper, you keep your knees stacked. But again, don't worry if they separate. Maybe you use a block, maybe you don't use a block, maybe halfway through you take the block out. Okay, so you decide where you want to be. Hands could either be on the feet for some groundedness or hands on the ground, or maybe you want to fold forward. If you want to bring the upper body into this, you can take your right hand up, bend your right elbow, take your left hand to your right elbow, and bring in a tricep stretch here. You can stay here, or if you want to bind, you take your left hand behind you, left palm is open, bend the elbow, and then see if you can grab your fingers and hook. You can also use a strap if you have a strap. You can just hold on to the strap and take that left hand and hold on to the other end of the strap. And again, if this is feeling like you can't breathe anymore, then you've gone too far, just go back to the tricep stretch or just take your hands down. If you have a bind, you can either stay here, try to lean your chest back or your head back, and maybe you want to fold here to get a little bit deeper in the shoulder. So you have many options here. You choose your expression. And each day might be different. Close down your eyes and just drop into your breath. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, release any gripping or clenching in your hips. Use your exhales to help facilitate that release and that letting go. Just a couple more cycles of breath here. If your hands are in any sort of bind, just release your hands back down. Sit up if you're in a forward fold. If you have a block under you, remove your block. We're going to take our left hand down and take your top leg, your right leg, and bring it all the way behind you. You're in a pinwheel shape, no right or wrong. We're just going to do a counter stretch. You're going to push into your left hand. You're just going to lift your hips up and reach your right arm back. No right or wrong way to do this. Just a nice counter stretch. Open it up. And then sit back down. You're going to take yourself back into tabletop, all fours. And then just give your hips a little wiggle, a wag, as if you had a tail. And we'll do the other side. So we'll take the left leg, lift it up, and completely bring it across your right leg, right in front of the right leg. Walk your shins apart, and then sit yourself back, either on a block or whatever you have. And then you have your options, either staying right here, hands could be on the feet, maybe give yourself a little massage, hands on the floor, hands on the thighs, maybe you fold forward here, or maybe you invite in the upper body. You can reach your arms up, bend your left elbow, take your right hand to your left elbow for a stretch, tricep stretch, as you lean your head back. Or maybe you want to play with the bind, so you take your right hand, bend the elbow, right palm faces away, and then you can reach for the fingers if you can, or grab a hold onto your shirt or a strap, or even use a towel or a belt. And then one side might feel different than the other. And then again, just lean the head back, either staying upright, or you can fold from here any amount. So again, many variations. Choose your adventure. You can close down the eyes wherever you are. Just drop in. Just give yourself a little scan with your inner eyesight from the top of your head all the way down throughout your entire being. And invite in conscious exhalations to release any tension or gripping or holding. Maybe you'll notice it in the shoulders or the jaw, or some gripping in the hips or the groin or the belly. You can also, whenever you feel like you need to release, you can do this kind of exhale with your lips. I know it might be silly, but it's very effective. So whenever you feel like you need to release and calm everything down, you can do that. Inviting in a few more cycles of breath here. If you have any bind or anything going on with your hands, just release your hands. If you're in a fold, sit back upright. We're going to come into that counter stretch. So you're going to take your right hand behind you, lean onto it, move any props and blocks, and you're going to take your left leg, bring it behind you in this pinwheel shape, push into your hand, lift your hips up, reach your left arm up. Just feel this nice stretch. And then lower back down and take your legs out in front of you, preparing for a seated forward fold. I like to take my hands and remove some flesh so my sit bones feel really connected. Feel like you're really rounded. Sit up on a pillow or your towel or blanket or a block, and if you need to bend the knees, bend the knees. Flex the feet, reach your arms up, biceps by the ears, inhale. As you exhale, come down about halfway, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. You're going to lead with the thumbs, inhale, rise back up to the straight spine. And then exhale, this time we'll find a fold. So grab a hold of the feet if you can. If you can't reach them, just bend the knees. Soften the shoulders down and away, chin in. Maintain some length in the spine as you're folding. Breathe into the belly. Maybe close down your eyes and turn inward, inviting in this deep sense of calm. Okay, the same way that we came in, we're going to come out. So you're going to extend the arms out in front of you, biceps by the ears, leading with the thumbs, rise up with a flat back inhale. Nice strong spine. And as you exhale, hands to the thighs. Take a cycle of breath here, receive. All right, scoot yourself up so that there's space behind you. We're going to roll down onto our backs. Feet on the floor, arms out in front of you, palms face each other. Feet stay on the ground. They're going to want to lift. Just keep them down. You're going to start to pull the belly in, and we'll slowly, slowly, slowly roll down. See if you can get the lower back to touch the mat first. Slowly, slowly, slowly. One vertebra at a time, all the way down. Take a moment. Now, option to come into shoulder stand. If shoulder stand is not for you today, then you can come into bridge. So bridge, or you can take a block under your sacrum, come into a supported bridge, or you can come into restorative waterfall. Only come into shoulder stand if you know that that's not going to be overstimulating, because we're winding down, we're calming everything down. So you can choose and honestly check in with yourself. I'll guide you through shoulder stand. If you're coming with me, just don't look from left to right. Trust yourself and keep your head straight. You're going to lift your legs up, lift your hips up, and take your hands to your lower back. And you can either have your legs straight up or you can have your legs on an angle here. Head is, again, looking forward. Nice and calm, and just drop into your breath. Nice belly breathing here. You can stay where you are in shoulder stand. If you'd like to bring your legs into plow, you can start to bring the legs with so much care towards the back of your head, supporting your low back. Maybe your toes touch the floor, maybe not. And then you decide, maybe your hands stay and support your low back, or maybe you bring the hands to the floor or interlace the fingers. Make sure you can still breathe effortlessly. No sharp pain. When you feel ready, if you're in plow or shoulder stand, support yourself as you slowly, with so much care, roll yourself down. Placing your feet on the mat. We're going to come into a counter stretch fish pose. So if you're in a different variation and you want to stay where you are in a different posture, you can stay there. If you want to come into fish pose, this is how I like to get into it. I like to lift my hips up and hook my thumbs with my palms facing down, and then walk the arms and shoulders in as close together as possible, maintaining the hooking of the thumbs, and then relax my bum and back down onto my arms. And then extend the legs out, feet are flexed. Make sure I don't have a high ponytail or any clips in my hair. And then I'm gonna shift onto my elbows, and then bring the crown of my head towards the mat. Majority of my weight is on my arms, not on my head or neck. Nice and calm, and just breathe. Don't let your eyes roll back. Just opening out the throat, the heart. When you feel ready, you're going to slowly release, rebend the knees, remove your arms, and just take a moment here in constructive rest. So take your feet out wide, knees fall in to touch, maybe hands on the belly or hands on the ground. Just allow yourself to receive. And we'll come into a twist before Shavasana. So we'll extend the left leg out long, pull your right knee in, take your left hand to the outside of the right thigh, roll over onto your left side. Right arm opens up, palm is up. Right shoulder gets nice and heavy towards the ground. Then either head center or look over to your right. Maybe close down your eyes or just soften the gaze. Receive your breath, inviting in this twist, which evokes balance and equilibrium. Okay, and then release, come back to center, and we'll just do a simple switch to the other side. So extend your right leg long, left knee in, right hand to the outside of the left thigh, roll over onto your right side, left arm opens up, left palm is open, left shoulder relaxes towards the ground. Either look center or look to the left. Just invite in softness in this state of receivership. Full release, come back to center, and give your hips a little lift and lower to rebalance, to re-level. You can hug your knees in towards your chest. One final hug. If you feel like doing any other last shape to complete your practice before Shavasana, feel free to go into it. If you feel like you're ready for your final resting shape, then you can extend your legs out long. If you want to have Shavasana in a supportive heart opener like we started practice, you're welcome to do that as well. It's always an option. You can just let your legs fall open, ankles open, palms up. I like to lift my chest up and gently tuck the shoulders under so the heart is nice and open as I relax back down. Close down the eyes. Relax the energy behind your eyes. Release any effort or controlling of your breath, any techniques. Let it all go. And your whole body is resting on the ground here. There's nothing left here for you to do. And this time is here for you to nourish yourself on such deep and profound levels. Receiving your efforts and your practice, integrating all the way deep down into the center of your being. And just allow yourself to rest here, fully receiving in pure, spacious awareness. And I'll let you know when it's time to come back. And just notice what it feels like to be at home in the center of your multi-dimensional being. In this place of deep ease and calm and grace is always, always available to you. It is always there, as it is your birthright. And you can slowly and gently begin your return by deepening your breath. Starting to bring some gentle movement back into your body, maybe by moving your fingers or your toes, your wrists, your ankles. Maybe you bring your arms up overhead for a nice big stretch, pointing your toes, stirring your body back into wakefulness. Pull your knees in toward you, give yourself a hug, acknowledge your efforts once more, thanking yourself for showing up. You can roll over onto one side, your favorite side, and just pause in this in-between space and invite in a couple deep breaths into your upper back. And then in your own time and in your own way, you can come to a comfortable seated position, preparing for a meditation, some pranayama, some breath work and meditation. So you can sit up on a block, or maybe sit on a chair or lean up against the wall. Whatever makes you feel supported so that you can find the freedom to be still. And we'll have the shoulders just down and back and away. Relax the elbows. Your palms could either be up or down, your choice. And the breathing practice that we'll do today is called Viloma on an inhale. And it's the meaning of it means to separate the grain. So you can either do it on an exhale or an inhale, but because this is a heart opening practice, we're going to do it on an inhale. So the breath, the inhale is going to be separated into three parts. In the first chamber, the second chamber, and then the third chamber. And then it's going to be the smooth exhalation for 6. So it's going to be separated in 2 counts, 2 counts, 2 counts, and then an exhale for 6. And I'll guide you through. You just got to follow along, and then I'll let you do a few rounds on your own. And the whole practice is practiced from a place of ease and calm. And you're just playing with your breath capacity. And it's just equal length of capacity in each chamber. And you'll play around and you'll start to get a feel for it, and you'll drop into it. So we can close the eyes and just start to breathe in and out through the nose, nice and calm and easeful. Okay, I'm just going to exhale all the breath out through your nose. And then we're going to begin. You're going to inhale a third of your breath into the first chamber in the lower abdomen. Pause. Continue that same inhalation for 2 into the second chamber, going up the spine. Pause. And then continue the final 2 counts all the way up into the chest, final chamber. Pause. And then exhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 2, first chamber, first third. Pause. Continue the same inhalation for 2 into the second chamber. Pause. Continue the final third up into the heart for 2. Pause. Exhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 2, first chamber. Pause. Inhale for 2, second chamber. Pause. Inhale, final third into the heart. Pause. Exhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 2, first chamber. Pause. Inhale for 2, second chamber. Pause. Continue the inhalation up into the heart. Pause. Exhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 2, first chamber. Pause. Continue that same inhalation, second chamber. Pause. Same inhalation, inhale into the heart. Pause. Exhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 2, first chamber. Pause. Continue the inhalation for 2, second chamber. Pause. Continue into the heart. Pause. Exhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep going on your own. Inhaling 2. Continuing the inhale for another 2. Continuing the inhale, final 2. Exhale for 6. And do 2 more on your own. When you finish your last round, no rush. You're just going to release the technique, release any control or efforting of your breath, and rest your attention and your awareness in the center of the heart. You're always welcome to place a hand on the heart if you feel like you can't find that space. Your breath is soft and effortless. Awareness in the center of your heart. And just rest with ease in the light of your heart in silence for about half a minute or so. Bring your chin down in towards your chest. Just invite in about 3 deep breaths into the heart. And bring your hands to touch in front of the heart space. Just acknowledge the light and the teacher that exists within you. And I thank you so much for your trust and for sharing your practice with me. From my heart to yours, namaste.